approach. Right, Lee, talk me through your rig, because literally you've just got that off the winder. I can see there, you know, pretty standard. I'm looking at this thinking, same sort of shape float as I'd use, maybe a little bit heavier though. So talk me through all the components, please.
Yeah, so first of all, Rob, I make all my margin rigs as top kit and length.
Okay.
Right, I don't know what depth I'm going to be faced with, 4 foot, 5 foot, 10 inch, I don't know.
No,
so
I suppose this is a 4x4 inch float, so you could, in theory, probably fish this at 5 foot deep.
Easy,
you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's on 022 mainline, so really robust, really durable mainline. You'll love the name of the float. It's called Edge.
Oh,
you know,
beautiful.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
brilliant. What a name. A nice thick 2.5mm bristle.
Yeah, I love a thick bristle, you know. I use a lot of 2mm bristles. And that was like the thickest I'd use. But then when you use a thick bristle, 2.5mm, especially when you're using big baits, it just works.
Yeah,
you can dot it down, you can read a thicker bristle, it disappears when one of those big fish suck it in. Well, yeah, it's brilliant.
I think with that in mind, that's going to reflect on how I am. I mean, this float is in line, so it's like a bulletproof float. That's the whole idea of it. And I don't want anything that's going to let me down, especially if I've got an hour to make the most of it. Yeah. So 3 rubbers on my float and 4 14s. Now this is interesting. Obviously, first thing you've said is that seems a bit heavy. Now I know it's going to be roughly 2.5 foot down the edge here. I'm going to try and fish probably in front of that pallet that's sort of like to my right. That would be the obvious place to fish. And the reason, Rob, that I've gone with 4 14s is there's a wind on the water. Everything's going to move about a bit. The carp are big. I want the bait nailed. Right. It was evident to me in the video, the baits moved about
You actually
easily.
missed on the first time we put our pellet in. The pellet, you thought it was nailed on top, because obviously we're looking at a small screen when we're filming, so it's difficult to see everything really clearly. But the pellet landed on top of the loose feed, and then that little tiny bit of drift on the water, it skidded my pellet off, and it just
straight away.
You know, you're 8 inch away from your feed. So this heavier float, I think it's going to nail it a bit better.
Absolutely. And I also noticed that when we put a little bit of line on the deck, the bulk it gave a bit of an angle in the rig. So I mean, listen, if I'm bagging, I'll just bunch them together and sack it off. But as a nice perfect start, I've just put like a centimetre gap in there, just to give it almost like a bit of a...
Because I noticed on our underwater, everything sort of like, it was almost like a right angle. You'd go down a very sharp angle towards the bait, whereas I think this is going to be a little bit more of a, you know, I love a spread bulk in normal situations. Yeah. It's just going to give that
direct. I think it's going to be direct, because
it
don't forget, we missed a bite as well. So, you know, trying to eliminate all those things. And I've got a 6-inch hook length, because the sort of baits I'm going to be using today, I'm definitely going to be laying like 2 inches of line on the bottom at least. So I've given myself a longer hook length to give the fish a chance to pick up the bait.
Material?
It's 017 power line as it happens. So you know, power line is always a little bit thicker than what it is, so it's a very durable, robust power line. And I've got a size 12 XSH hook on.
Okay, so no nonsense really. That rig's no nonsense.
No
because,
nonsense.
Like I say, we've got a short window of catching time. Yeah. Now, this, I just want to talk about this bulk, because we've just skimmed over it a little bit. They're number 9s, aren't they?
8s they are.
Are they 8? So yeah, again, no nonsense. But then we've got, and this is just for someone who maybe doesn't understand, we've got our smallest shot above the bulk, whereas a lot of people would say, well, I put my small shot underneath, then my dropper shot. So just tell people who don't know why you'd put your small shot above the bulk.
So effectively, this number 10, because it's a thick bristle, this is my trimming shot. So I'm hoping my float will be like half a bristle showing. But if I took that number 10 off, it'll be the full bristle, or if it takes on a bit of water, I can nick that 10 off. That 10 is doing nothing for me, right? Effectively, I want the first shot it hits to be a big one, a number 8, and register. Remember, as soon as one shot moves, they all move. Yeah, so you know, that's the whole idea of keeping that.
In effect, you can do anything to this number 10. You can take it off the line.
I could be up here if I wanted to.
And it's not affecting the main part of your rig, is it?
Exactly.
Your rig is all about that, those shot there. And this is just like your fine-tuning little shots along your bristle.
Absolutely. So if I...